Allison here. We're gonna go through a 15-minute foam rolling. This is great for post-workout. This is also great for pre-workout, especially if you want to avoid injuries. So if you have the time, go ahead and go through this before and after your workout. So let's get started on our glutes. We're gonna start seated on the roller and lean on back. Cross one leg. I'm gonna do my left leg first. Cross one leg over the other and then lift up and rotate onto only that glute, that side of the booty. You can bring your right hand across onto your calf or your shin. We're just gonna roll back and forth. Most of us do not get enough massages and do not take very good care of ourselves. What foam rolling does is it allows us to basically self-massage and help release some of that fascial tissue that we have that can get very bound up. The reason why I almost never skip over the glutes is because we sit too much. And when you sit too much, what ends up happening is that your glutes, your muscles actually stop firing the way they're supposed to, which then causes other muscles to have to make up for that. So your hamstrings, your low back, they end up having to do the work of our biggest muscles, which are our glutes. So you want to make sure that you're always waking them up, you're getting up from sitting, try not to sit for more than an hour at a time. Obviously, if you're watching a movie or something, that's different. But when you're working, try to get up every hour. Good. Then let's switch to the other side. Again, I'm just crossing the right ankle over. I'm lifting myself up so that I'm only on my right glute, and then I'm rolling. And you may find that you have some sensitive spots. And what I always encourage is if you do come across one of those sensitive spots, to just hang out there. Roll for, 30 to 90 seconds. And that's going to give your brain enough time for the muscles to send a message to your brain saying, hey, this shouldn't be here. And for your brain to send a message back to release. Good. Just roll. Try to get a little closer to the hip. Maybe for you, you need to get a little closer to center, to where the tailbone is. We've all had various traumas. Most of us have fallen on our booties more than once, bruised up a tailbone. So if we don't deal with that scar tissue, it ends up causing all these compensation patterns. So one way we can deal with it is by doing some rolling. Awesome. From there, we are going to go right into our low back. So put that roller right behind you, and it doesn't matter if you have a full-length roller or a small one. Put that roller right behind, and I'm going to turn away from you guys for a moment so you can see, but I'm going to put it behind, and then I'm going to drop down onto my right elbow. I'm going to lift my glutes off the ground, and I'm going to be only on the right side. So my spine is right here. It never touches the roller. So I'm going to roll from the top of my glutes to my lower ribs. I don't want to roll into the ribs. There are some ribs that will move around. We don't want any dislocations or subluxations of the ribs. So be mindful about how much pressure you put when you get closer to those ribs. Good. And it's not uncommon if kind of in the middle of this lower back of the lumbar area that you find a spot that's particularly sensitive. That's where your psoas and your QL insert. And because we again spend too much time seated, they can get really irritated. Good. And let's switch sides. So again, just sit down. Place that roller directly behind you. Lean back onto one side. Then roll from the top of the glutes. Not sure what my roller's making so much noise today, but top of the glutes to those lower ribs. Keep going. It's also not uncommon if one side is more sensitive than others. will do anything to keep us moving forward, to keep us upright. So it will form compensation patterns that you just don't even know. I've had clients where they had pain in their knee. We released their shoulder, it made the knee pain go away. So you just really never know. That's why we always want to kind of do a comprehensive rolling of the body and not just focus on areas that we have pain. Good. All right, let's go to the mid and upper back. So we're going to place that right below the shoulder blades or right where the bra line is. If you have long hair or a hood on, go ahead and pull them up so that they don't get rolled on. And you're going to put both hands behind your head to support the spine. Feet are a little bit wider as you lift your hips up, drop your head back. Good. And then you're going to crunch forward as you get back to that bra line. No, it is not meant to be a crunch like you would do a sit-up. It's not an exercise crunch, but just a little bit so we're kind of pressing those thoracic muscles, you know, all the muscles in our kind of thoracic section of our back, in that mid-back into the roller. And then really opening up wide, dropping our head down as we get closer to the chest, to the neck. Opening up the chest. Good. And hopefully you have enough muscle tone on either side of your spine that this doesn't really feel like you're rolling on your spine. Because that's definitely not what we want to do. We're trying to roll that muscle on either side of the spine and into those shoulders. Last one. Awesome. All right, have a seat. So we're gonna go now right here to the front of our hip. We're just gonna stay, there's kind of like a little flat pocket right there. We're gonna stay right here for a moment before we go into our full on quad. So I'm gonna lay kind of if I was completely on my side, I am going to turn a quarter turn in so I can get into that flat spot that I was mentioning. And I'm just gonna roll kind of right below what we consider our hip bone and the top of our quad. And I am actually rotating my body as I do this. So I turn in and then I'm rolling a little bit more out towards the outside with these little rolls. And depending on your body, you may be more sensitive in one spot than another. So for me, I'm a little bit more sensitive as I come out towards my glutes and my outer hip. There's definitely a spot there. So I'm gonna spend the next 30 seconds here. But you can keep rotating, turning all the way in, whatever makes the most sense for you. You just want to breathe into it. We definitely want to be as relaxed as possible so that we can allow as much releasing to happen as possible. Got about 10 more seconds here. Then we're going to do the other side. Good. Let's switch sides. So it's kind of just, again, that little flat part right below your hip bone. And just start out with like a little bit of rotation so you can kind of figure out where you need the most time and attention. For me on this side, it's not that outer part, it's really right down the center. So I'm going to hang out here for the next 30 seconds or so. Breathe. Allow your body to melt into that roller. Good. So IT band here on the side, lateral quad here, and then front of quad. So the easiest way to get there is to go as though we're gonna roll our IT band right on the side. And then we do a quarter turn in, and you're gonna still press with the top leg, keep the bottom leg as relaxed as possible, and walk yourself forward. If you are a runner, this one will be particularly sensitive for you. I am sorry, or a soccer player. Nice. Keep rolling. It will be sensitive on just about everybody. We're not rolling very quickly. It's not about fast movement here. It's about allowing, as I mentioned before, your body to melt into that roller for the maximum relief. While it's uncomfortable now, I promise it's worth it later. Good. All the way from the hip, all the way to the knee. Awesome. Beautiful. All right, let's do the other side. Don't worry, we've only got about 3.5 minutes left of rolling. You're almost there. The torture is almost over. But your body will appreciate you so much more for doing this. It will help you prevent injury. It will improve athletic performance. And it will just make you feel better overall. Good job. Keep moving. My right side is worse than my left side. You can see me struggling. Even though I roll, even though I use a massage gun, I do so much jumping and running around that my quad is always very tight. You don't want to fall and break a hip when you're older. Foam roll and do core work. Those two things will make your body stronger and malleable. You don't want to be tight and stiff. That's a great way to get injured. Good. You've got one more big roll here. And awesome. Okay. So now let's move on to and finish with the calves. There's lots of areas of your calves you could roll. You can roll straight, you can turn your foot out, you can turn your feet in. Today we are going to actually only do our feet turned in. So go ahead and put one foot on there. Turn it in, so you're going to internally rotate and then place your other foot right on top of it. And you're just going to roll the length of the calves. I'm going to scoot back a little bit so I have a little more space. So just ankle turned, or leg turned in. We rotated in from the hip. Didn't try to rotate from the knee. Good. Stay with it. You've got about 10 more seconds on this side. Setting yourself down as you need to. Good. We're going to switch sides and one more pass. Good. Other side. So this is it. Go ahead and place that right foot on there. Rotate from the hip, so I'm not rotating from anywhere else. My whole leg is turned in, and then I place my left foot on top. going from the ankle all the way to the knee. Got about 2 more passes here. That's 1. And 2. Good job. I hope that you're feeling a little bit more open, that you're prepared for your workout, or you're gonna have a better recovery post-workout. It has been my honor and my pleasure to be here for you for this 15 minutes of foam rolling and to be on this journey with you towards a fitter, healthier version of yourself. I'll see you soon.